Hey, Terry. Hey, Denise. Y'all, I hope this works. I was testing it a little bit, and it seemed to. I want to try it on this dark color. I'm going to give it a little bit because we got a bunch of people that signed up to watch. So I want to give them a few minutes to see that I went live. This is a very popular technique. Hey, Susie. I can always count on you. Thank you. I'm just waiting for a few more people to join in because we had like 50 that signed up for it, so I want to give them a few minutes. Hey, Lisa. Y'all, I love my cup. I love it. Isn't that gorgeous? And of course, I put my epoxy on it, and I don't know, but it is so smooth. It is just perfect. I hate to even put anything else on it because I know my next coat of epoxy will have lumps all in it. Bubbles. But I got my fingers crossed. Oh, you did a dip today, Susie? The hydro dip? Well, you're welcome, Miss Wilson. This is just for you, too, by the way. I mean, I'm sharing it with everybody, but I'm doing it because of you. Because you asked. And then it seemed to be very popular, so I thought, well, okay, let's just go ahead and do it. Let me see if I can get this pulled up on my computer so I can see comments better. There we go. Now I can see y'all. Hey, everybody. I'm giving folks just a few minutes, y'all. Well, Susie, you need to post that hydro dip, honey. I want to see it. I want to see all y'all's that you do. You're welcome. I'm doing the smoke technique. You use a candle and a knife, and you put the beautiful burn marks on the cup, and it's just from the smoke. It's not really burnt. It's just the smoke goes on the cup, and supposedly you can go ahead and epoxy it. You don't have to seal it or anything. But I was playing around with this one, and I put some smoke on the bottom, and then when I touched it, well, guess what? It got all over my hands. So, I don't know. Some of it is still there. So, maybe you just have to go darker. I don't know. But look at this. Isn't this beautiful? And I tried it a little bit on here. I wanted to see if it would work on a dark color. And it looks like it will. But you have to get down closer so that you get the blacker marks. And I'll talk about that more when I get started. I did spray paint my cups using the Tumbler shields. Let me just say I love them. My cups have no paint on the inside, and since they're made out of silicone, all you got to do is just kind of rub around it. All the paint comes off, the epoxy comes off. They are wonderful. And we do have a code in the group. I forget what it is right offhand, but y'all can go look in the announcements and find the vendor list. And Tumbler Shields is listed there with a discount code for you guys. Okay, so you can get complete sets, or you can, you can buy what you want, what you use the most. If you wanted to test it out, that's fine. Just get what you like, the size that you use, and then if you like it, you can go get more. I want to get the one for doing hydro dips. And it actually covers the whole top of your cup so that the paint doesn't go down inside, which would have been nice when I did this, because I do have pretty designs on the inside too. I almost hate to take them off, but I'm gonna have to. What do you call them and where to purchase? Sherry, I have, if you go into the announcements tab up at the top of the group and just click on that tab that says announcements, and you will see an image of the cup barn will come up. Click on that image and it will take you over to the vendor list, and there you can find Tumbler Shields. And again, we do have a discount code, so you be sure to use that code when you get some. And just real quick, while we're waiting for a few people to join us, you can get any size. I mean, they have not missed anything. They go all the way down to really small. I think my blue is the small one, the one that I'm using now. Or maybe the orange. Yeah, the orange is even smaller. So you can get small to extra large, depending on whatever cups you like. Or she sells them by the set. You can get a whole complete set. And she has the one for hydro dips, so that your paint doesn't get down inside of your cup. So y'all go look for the code before you purchase any and save that money. And I apologize, I forget what the code was, but it's there. Just look for Tumbler Shields. And her name is Williams, I think. I think it's Rula Williams. But just look for Tumbler Shield. You'll find it. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Donna. Okay, we got a few people, so I'm going to go ahead and start explaining a little bit of what you do and how it works. It is so easy, y'all. I mean, super easy. You need a candle. I'm just using one from Christmas that I had up in the top of the barn here, and it got hot and it kind of melted, and I'm going to redo the thing anyway. So I thought, well, dang, there's my candle. Or just get you one from Dollar Tree or Dollar General. Any kind of candle will work. You need a knife. I tested it. It does come off. This is an old knife that had rust on it, so I figured it was perfect. But when I was playing around, the knife turned black, and it does come off, so you don't have to worry about that. A cup, obviously. Now, I have not seen anyone do it on a dark color. That's why I painted this one. Now, this is a shimmer paint that Lisa sent to me, because she is super, super sweet, and that's one of the mods in the group. And I've been saving it for the right cup. But y'all, look at that color. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, by the way, am I blurry at all? Y'all let me know if I'm getting blurry, because my last couple of lives have been blurry in and out. Okay, I see thumbs up, so I'm good. Hey, Martha. Anyway, you spray paint whatever you're using. I noticed the only ones I've ever seen anyone do is the stainless steel wine glasses. You can probably use anything you want to, guys. I know I'm using a wine glass from Dollar Tree. I don't think that what you put it on makes any difference at all. The color, I have seen everyone using light colors, pinks, and any kind of light color. And that's why I did this darker color. I just want to see if it's going to work. Now, when you're burning your candle, one way to get more smoke is to have a longer wick. Okay, when we get candles, we normally cut the wick off so that we don't get all of the smoke in our house. Well, in this case, we want all that smoke. So this one here has a long wick on it, and it did smoke up the side of the jar, but I think it was because it was so far down in there, I couldn't get the knife on it correctly to get good smoke. So that's why I went with this one. I did test it on the bottom a little bit, and it was working. My only concern is that everyone says you can go straight from doing this to epoxy, that you don't have to seal these. Well, when I touched the bottom of this where I was testing it, the smoke came right off on my hand. So I have some epoxy over here in front of the heat lamp warming up so we can test that, because y'all know I like to test this stuff before I tell you, yeah, it works, or no, it doesn't. We can see it together. So since I know it works on this, let's start with this. And then we will try the dark one and see what happens. So obviously you just have to light your candle and give it a minute for the flame to come up. Excuse me. All right. You put your knife down over the flame. Don't put it on top of the flame because you will put your candle out. So you just kind of put it over the flame and kind of give it at an angle. And then let me turn this heater off. It's making too much air. Once you see the smoke start coming out, then you just hold your cup over it. The closer you hold it to the flame, the darker the smoke color is. So it's up to you how dark you want it. And I hope y'all can see the smoke. I don't think you can. Let's try at a different angle so y'all can see what I'm doing. But you can see it's getting on there. I might need to hold it down a little bit closer. Let's see if I can do it like this so y'all can see. There we go. Can y'all see that smoke okay? And it's going to take you a little practice to figure out how close you want it and the angle to get on your flame on your knife. Kind of awkward for me doing it this way. But see, I'm getting a little bit of smoke on there. So let me hold it a little bit closer. And like I said, the closer you hold it to that smoke, the darker the smoke will be. Sorry, y'all, I'm not talking. I'm concentrating, trying to figure out how I want to hold it. Now Now see there, I put it down a little bit further, and it got a little bit darker, which is okay for me on this. Now I'm getting some good smoke. You do want to leave this on your football or some kind of handle to hold it with so you can turn it. And you can start out light, you know, with a light color. If you want it a little bit darker, you can always go back over it again. I want to be sure I get a little bit, if I can, on my handle, on the stem. Look at that, y'all. Well, that's going to be pretty. Don't scratch the paint off with your knife, though. See if I can get some smoke and cover that up. A little bit. It's working pretty good, y'all. Sorry, I can't see your comments right now. I'll look when I get all of the smoke done. And now you do get a lot more smoke. I'm seeing if you hold your knife at an angle, just a slight angle, and then the smoke will come up around the knife. The only problem I'm having is, how am I going to get it here? I'm going to have to set it up on something high enough. Now, give me a second. Let me see if I can figure this out. Just a minute. Let's see how that works. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Okay. I need a little bit more on the bottom, huh? Beautiful. All right, there's the bottom of it. And you can see it did get on the handle and on the rim here. And then that's I love that. All right, let's see if I can get any on the darker colored one. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to hold it closer to be able to see it. Yep, it works, guys, on dark. On dark colors, you just have to get down there closer to it. Okay, I'm not going to do this one because I don't want to hold y'all up too long, but it does work on the dark colors. I don't know how well you can see it. There it is. So it will work. You just have to hold it down closer to the knife. So I am good with that. Let me move this out of the way. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this on the turner. Let me get my epoxy going. Does that help with that light off? That's better, huh? So I really, really like it. It's beautiful. Okay. Let's just see how much comes off when you go to apply your epoxy. Now, all I did on my cup, I didn't scuff up the wine glass at all. I just painted it with the spray paint. And on these tumbler shields, guys, you leave it on here when you're putting your epoxy on. And then once you get your epoxy on, and you treat it just like you do when you tape off, the rim of a cup, and you want to let it turn for 30, 45 minutes, and you go back and remove the tape. You need to do the same thing with these tumbler shields. They're very easy to take off. You have it on here. You can actually, well, this one is really tight down in there because of my football. All you do is pull it out, and it'll go up here, and your cup will continue to turn, and then that way you don't have this sticking to this. So let me stir up my epoxy. And while I'm doing this, I'll read some comments. Clear coat it. See, that's what I was thinking too. Sue, I thought you should have to clear coat this because it's going to come off. But, hey, you know, a lot of times people will tell you stuff on YouTube and it's like, and then you go try it and it's like, no, it don't work. So I figured, what the heck, let's see. They might be right and I'm wrong. Just don't make sense to me though. Because, watch this. And this is why I don't think it's going to work. You see the black? It's going to come off of this too. It has to. I might could pour the epoxy on. I don't know. We'll see. I don't have high hopes for it working. All right. Let's see if I can read some comments. Irene, go to the announcements at the top of the page in the group And in the announcement section, you will see an image of the cup barn. Click on that, and that is the vendor list. And just look for Tumbler shields. We have a discount code, so y'all be sure and go get that code so you can get your discount. Let me see what else. Trial and error. Maybe we can skip a step. Guys, yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Sue, I would clear coat one side, but then we gotta wait for it to dry. Let's try it. I mean, what's it gonna hurt? So far, so good. But now I'm not touching it very hard either, because I don't want to try to smear it. Y'all? And see, I'm not going to get any epoxy inside my cup. Isn't that awesome? And now, the lady that has the owner of the Tumbler shields, she's planning on doing a live for us so she can actually demonstrate them and tell us the proper way to use them and everything. And they do have a Facebook group as well. So, you know, I encourage y'all to go join that. Okay. It is going to save y'all a step because I have none of this coming off. Isn't that sweet? Yes. But again, now I'm doing it with a very light touch. And I think the trick would be to let the epoxy flow over it and not touch it with your glove, maybe. I'm sorry, let me move that so y'all can see. Can you see it pretty good, y'all? Isn't this awesome? Yep, so you don't have to clear coat it or nothing. Once you get it burnt, take it right to the turner. And you can also, before you put your epoxy on, you can go ahead and do your water slide or whatever you're going to do, your vinyl, before you put epoxy on, and that will also save you another step. So you can burn the cup, put your image on it, and slap it right on the turner. It don't get no better than that. Now this is a little tricky without touching it on the stem, but I'm getting it by tapping it. Yep, if you're doing a wine glass with a stem, just tap your epoxy on, and then once it's covered with the epoxy, you can go back and smooth it out. I am amazed that this is working. All right, let me get my bottom here real quick. Now, I am dripping a lot of epoxy, but that's because I don't want to rub it. And I'm just kind of tapping it on, which normally I would just go in there and go to town with it. All right, let me make sure I got everything done, and I'll hit it with the heat gun. It's a little chilly in here. Oh, I'm not going to do the heat gun. I'm going to do the torch. I'm sorry. Just looking to make sure I got everything, because this is a kind of odd shape. I know y'all can't see what I see, but this is beautiful. It really is, and it's super easy. Okay. Let me see if I can get you where you can see it a little bit closer. Hang on, guys. Where is it? All right, there you go. Now you're right over the top of it. Let me check my computer and see. My computer's slow, y'all. Donna, you talking about so I don't get it on my work table? I'll tell y'all a little secret. This table has had paint on it, tons of epoxy, glitter glued to it. This is floor vinyl, just cheap floor vinyl that you can buy in a roll. Just go to your dollar store, you know, your cheap store, and get you a roll of vinyl, cut it to fit. Once the epoxy dries, all I do is just kind of move my hand around like that, and it pops right off, just like it would on a cover. So, no, I'm not real concerned about my table because I know that it comes clean. So, that's a little trick that most people don't know about. It's linoleum. So you can just chip it off. Just take you like the backside of a knife or something like that, and everything comes right off. This table has been through everything. And when I saw how easy it is to clean, I covered everything out here in the barn with it. I mean, it's on everything. Okay, let me turn y'all back up just a little bit since my computer's so far behind. All right, there you go. So yeah, it's, I mean, if y'all want something that's easy maintenance, this has a, this is the workbench from Harbor Freight. I have 2 of them that I've pushed together, so I have me a nice long epoxy and glitter table here. And it does have a nice top on it itself, but you do have to be careful with what you get on it. It won't come off like on this linoleum. And like I said, when I learned the trick, I went and put it on everything. I just got me a big old roll of it. Actually, I got it at a store that was going out of business, y'all. So I got it for, I think it was like $10. And I've done every top surface out here, and there's a lot. I did miss some of your comments, so I will go back and read them and answer any questions you guys have. You see how easy it is? It does not have to be sealed, but I believe the trick is to cover it with epoxy before you touch it with your glove. And you can still see that spot where I scratched it. I wouldn't go in and just start rubbing on it with it dry. I would make sure I had plenty of epoxy on my finger or whatever. But you don't have to seal it, nothing. And it's just like it was right after I burned it. So, I'm going to let y'all go. It's Sunday evening. And like I said, I will go back and read everybody's comments and answer any questions. Check out Tumbler Shield in the announcements under our vendor list, so you can get your coupon for a discount. Let's see. I need one of those. Those are amazing. What are y'all talking about that's amazing? Oh, y'all are welcome. So welcome. I love testing stuff because I know a lot of YouTubers and people who have these groups. They more or less what I call shoot from the hip. They don't care whether it's good information or not. Now, I'm not saying all of them, but there are a few that will just put stuff out and not know if it works, if it's true. I'm not like that. If I tell y'all something, you can bet I've tested it. If I haven't tested it, I will do it in front of you, because I don't think it's a fail. We're learning together. Okay, so this works. You do not have to use a sealer. I would think, though, here's something else, guys. If you put a water slide on this without a sealer on your cup, when you're getting the water and bubbles and stuff out of your water slide, I'm thinking pretty much you're going to take off that smoke. So I would at least seal the smoke before I put on a water slide, most definitely. But then again, I didn't think for sure that this was going to work, but it did. But I would hate to know that you go to all this trouble and it not work. You mess it up. So y'all can, if you test it and it works with a water slide without sealing it, y'all let me know. I'm curious to see. I might, as a matter of fact, I have that blue one up here. I'll test it for you guys probably tomorrow, and then I can let y'all know if it works or not. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I enjoyed it, and I hope y'all learned something. And y'all have a wonderful evening.